Welcome everyone to Bodhi Unified Flow. This is where we simplify complexity and most importantly, amplify your performance. I am absolutely pumped to have you joining us today as we kick off a brand new, highly requested explainer. We are diving deep into career navigation after grade 12, specifically focusing on Tamil Nadu and the broader landscape across India. Today, we're zoning in on digital and AI careers. We're talking about future-proofing your skills in UI/UX design, cybersecurity, generative AI, and how you can leverage NPTEL and global certifications to stand out. Look, the job market is shifting at lightning speed, right? We aren't just blindly picking degrees anymore. We are intentionally building dynamic, verified skill sets. So we're going to break down the exact blueprints you need for the highest growth digital sectors out there. All right, let's just dive right into it. So here's a quick look at our agenda for this session. We'll start with our welcome and learning objectives, then move into the cybersecurity roadmap, explore UI/UX design pathways, and navigate generative AI careers. After that, we'll break down NPTEL and global certifications, and then wrap it all up with a summary and our key references.
Okay, so what are we actually going to walk away with today? By the end of this explainer, you're going to have a highly actionable, detailed blueprint to transition into these booming digital sectors. You won't just learn what these careers are, you'll know exactly how to get there, step by step. And it honestly doesn't matter if you're coming from a science, commerce, or arts background. We've got a pathway for you.
Section 2. The Cybersecurity Career Roadmap, Defending the Digital Frontier.
Let's start with our first major sector deep dive, cybersecurity. This is an industry that's currently facing an absolute talent crunch. You're essentially stepping up to be the defenders of the digital frontier. And I want you to look at this number on screen. Because of recent laws like the Digital Personal Data Protection Act and some very strict RBI mandates, India is going to need a staggering 1.5 million cybersecurity professionals by 2026. 1.5 million! But here's the catch. The talent pool is vastly undersupplied. So this massive gap, that's your golden opportunity. The industry isn't just looking for a fancy degree anymore. They are desperate for verified, hard skills.
So how do you actually become one of those 1.5 million? Well, you don't need to learn it all on day one. Here is your tactical 12-month roadmap for freshers. For the first 3 months, you just focus on your foundation. Get comfortable with networking basics, learn your way around Linux, and pick up some Python for automation. By months 4 to 6, you graduate to intermediate stuff. Think encryption, network scanning, and packet analysis. Then months 7 through 9, you push into the advanced territory, like securing web and mobile apps, and maybe even start prepping for your Certified Ethical Hacker, or CEH, version 13. Finally, in those last 3 months, you master cloud security, polish your portfolio, and hunt down those crucial SOC internships. See? It's a structured climb, and trust me, it works.
Now, why did I emphasize certifications earlier? This breakdown brilliantly illustrates the value of verification. Look at the stark difference between entering the market with no certifications versus having them. Getting those global certifications significantly elevates your starting salary right out of the gate. Take a junior cloud security engineer, for instance. You could be looking at an average of 6 to 8 lakhs, but with recognized global certifications, that bumps up to 8 to 12 lakhs. In the HR world, we call this the verified experience effect. It basically proves to employers that you aren't just talking the talk, you can actually do the job.
Section 3. UI/UX Design Professional Pathways. The confluence of logic and human centricity. Now, if you are coming from an arts or commerce background and wondering, how do I get into tech? Listen closely, because UI/UX is your ultimate entry point. This is where human psychology literally meets digital logic. But I want to be clear, modern UI/UX goes way beyond just making a screen look pretty. To succeed in 2026, you've got to master UX research. That means conducting real user interviews and building accurate personas. You need information architecture to structure complex content so it feels intuitive. You need high-fidelity prototyping skills with a mobile-first mindset. And crucially, you absolutely have to know how to integrate generative AI to rapidly build empathy maps and conversational interfaces. It is a highly strategic, problem-solving role.
And the earning potential? It scales incredibly fast across major Indian tech hubs like Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, and Hyderabad. But here's the reality check. You cannot just hand in a standard paper resume and expect to unlock these premium packages. The secret sauce is your portfolio. You need to build a portfolio with 2 to 3 deeply detailed case studies. Employers don't just want to see the final product, they want to see your entire thought process, from the messy initial user research all the way down to the final tested wireframes. If you prove your logic, the salary follows.
Section 4. Generative AI Career Navigation. From consumer to architect.
Let's pivot to the defining technology of our era, generative AI. We really need to distinguish between two completely different career paths here. On one side, you have the AI power user. This is someone who uses these AI tools to multiply their efficiency in whatever job they already have, like a marketer using an LLM to write copy 10 times faster. But on the other side, we have the AI builder. This is the engineer who actually architects and develops the underlying systems. For grade 12 graduates who are looking for maximum long-term career leverage and growth, the builder path is where the true premium lies.
So if you're aiming to be a builder, this is the precise 5-step technical deep dive you need to conquer. First, programming mastery. You need to know Python, NumPy, and pandas like the back of your hand. Second, and please don't skip this, mathematical foundations. You need linear algebra, calculus, and statistics. Without that math, you're flying blind. Step 3 is core machine learning, neural networks, and learning models. Step 4 takes you into transformers and fine-tuning large language models, working with things like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. And finally, step 5 is the bleeding edge, agentic AI. This is where you are building autonomous systems that can actually reason and execute multi-step plans. It is an intense journey, but man, is it rewarding.
Section 5, NPTEL and Global Certifications, the validation engine.
Knowing all these skills is fantastic, but how do you actually acquire them and more importantly validate them to an employer? You need a validation engine. Now, if you are studying in Tamil Nadu, the Naan Mudhalvan scheme is a total game changer. This isn't just some optional extracurricular thing. It integrates elite, industry-recognized certifications directly into your academic credits every single semester. Whether you want to master Gen AI, cybersecurity, UI/UX, or cloud architecture, the state provides 100% financial support. It completely levels the playing field and democratizes access to high-value skills for everyone, no matter your background.
Taking a look at the national level across India, NPTEL is your definitive platform. Look really closely at these milestones for early 2026. Hitting these dates is absolutely critical. Why? Because securing an elite or gold certificate from NPTEL doesn't just look nice on a resume, it directly drives campus placements and can be your ticket to securing highly paid internships at top institutions like the IITs. So seriously, mark these dates on your calendar. They are literally stepping stones to verified excellence.
Let's zoom out and see how this builds when we look globally at cloud ecosystems. You have to choose your platform strategically based entirely on where you want to end up working. For instance, Amazon's AWS is the undisputed heavyweights in the startup and DevOps world. But if your dream is massive, Fortune 500 enterprise IT, then Microsoft is your target. And if you're following that generative AI builder path we talked about earlier, Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, is the absolute specialist for AI and data engineering.
Now, here is a massive pro tip straight from our industry sources. Don't just stick to one. By adopting a multi-cloud strategy, say holding both an AWS Solutions Architect certificate and a baseline Azure Fundamentals certification, you effectively de-risk your entire career. You're no longer tied to one vendor. And more importantly, this cross-platform fluency can boost your salary premium by up to 20% right out of the gate. That's a huge return on investment for an extra certification.
Section 6. Summary and Key References. Executing your blueprint.
All right, let's bring all of this complexity back to our core mission and summarize everything we found so you can actually start executing your own blueprint. Today, we've successfully broken down the exact steps for future-proofing your career. We mapped out that tactical 12-month cybersecurity track. We decoded exactly how non-technical students can dominate tech through UI/UX logic. We outlined the rigorous 5-step evolution to become an AI builder. And most importantly, we showed you how to prove you have these skills using massive frameworks like Naan Mudhalvan, NPTEL, and Global Cloud Certs. We took daunting, confusing pathways and turned them into highly actionable steps.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought. The architecture of a successful career just isn't built on a single degree anymore. Those days are gone. Today, it's built on a lifetime of adaptive learning and rock-solid verified skills. The market ruthlessly rewards the verified individual. So looking at everything we've explored today, which high-growth digital skill are you going to start building today? Are you ready to claim your edge?
Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer here at Bodhi Unified Flow. On screen, you'll find the foundational references and data sources we utilized in today's session to support your continued journey. Dive into them, start planning your roadmap, and as always, keep learning and keep amplifying your performance.
We'll catch you in the next one.